back here on ChainLog. I know it's been a long time since we talked to each other, and obviously it's late in the evening here. I apologize for all of that, but I had major problems within my company, and now I'm just trying to stay above them and manage all of these. One Nearly 1 month ago, my father passed away, so he died, and I had more problems to go, and still I have. But anyway, I don't want to let anyone out from the situation of the market. I would like to keep alive this channel. I would like to help out some people, so I would like to help myself out more because, as you see, I'm here and I want to talk about the markets. We are in a bear market, so yeah. So today I'm gonna talk about something. I don't know how much I will talk about. Sorry for because I didn't said it earlier. I didn't say it earlier. Um, so you can you could prepare for that. But let's get into it. And as you see right here, I have the Bitcoin monthly chart here, and I would like to talk about this month right here that I was watching. Was this falling wedge here? We broke above. We touched the 12 EMA, and now we're still below the 50 SMA. That is these green dots right here on the monthly chart, and probably I would say that if we touch again a 20k, a 21.5, something like that, will be nice for the price before getting up, because here we need a little bit of a downturn before getting up again and touch on the monthly chart, obviously. So there is a lot of weeks, there is a lot of days ahead. The month just started, but we got a doji on the monthly chart, and I'm really, when I see a doji like that, I'm waiting for the 20k, 21k to have a retest and then get up. And we have to retest the 26 EMA now and then, so I'm waiting for that. And before if we don't get to it, we don't know if the price can go up and start a new bull run. Still, we are in the deepest of the bear market, even if we had a little rally right here, but nothing major. And I would like to see this EMA, the price above this EMA, before saying we're getting up. But this is where the bull market starts and started in the last cycles, when we touched the real bottom, and then we got up and started to get up again. I'm not saying that we cannot experience another downturn and something like that, like we did last cycle with the COVID crash, but we are going to climb higher slowly when the Fed is going to probably, I will say 6 months after the Fed will pivot, because if the Fed pivots, something has broken, and so the economy is broken down as well, and so we may see red again on this chart. But in another case, just when the crypto regulation is done for and everything is regulated, and we don't have to experience major food like those with Binance these days, and some crypto regulators, the SEC suing everyone, and other states, even if they're the eastern countries are more crypto friendly these days than the western countries, probably because they are less bank populated. I would say. Anyway, this is the chart for the monthly on Bitcoin. We'll see the weekly now. The weekly is more or less the same. We got a little bit of downturn, we got up again, and we are here on our higher low still. So if we don't go down the 21.8k, that is a huge support in my opinion, because these two MAs just crossed, and this is the yellow is the fastest, the 12 EMA, and the orange is the 26 EMA. If we use this again as a support and then we climb up, we're probably seeing the 27.5k. That is more or less the same 27.4 here of the 26 EMA on the monthly chart. So that we got here, that is the 100 EMA on the weekly chart. This it is our resistance. For now, we got rejected by the 200 EMA right here, that is the blue line, and the 50 EMA as well is this green line. The 50 SMA is these green dots, and we're just below that. And we'll see, but this kind of projection right here is most of the time this rising wedge just get broken down. We could take that from here, but I would say that's better to take it from here now. This is a rising wedge, or you can this broadening wedge. We can get this broadening wedge that isn't sure where it goes, but probably go down as well in the 55-60% of the cases. So as of right now, I still want some downturn before to retest this trend line, probably for the better, because without that we are going higher, and we doesn't have right now the gas, the fuel needed to keep climbing higher, and we don't have it right now. So let's get into the daily chart. That's more or less the same, but here we reclaimed the 200 SMA, this blue dots, and the 200 EMA, this blue line. We are almost we are in an uptrend in the short term on this chart. We are, as you see right here, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher lows, and I'm waiting to see if we can get to the price we saw back here again, 21.7 as well right here, more or less at the same level, retesting the 200 again, and to climb higher. But we'll see. We probably have to experience some up and down sides before getting very higher. I'm not going to analyze anyway shorter term price action than this, because it's uninfluential. I will stay on the weekly and the monthly chart to analyze the markets these days, this month and this year anyway, because I think that at the end of this year, or probably the next year, we are going to experience a new uptrend to new levels in the fastest way possible that you could imagine. So as of right now, we are still here. The same does for Ethereum, that probably has more upside anyway than Bitcoin itself, has more upside potential, with all these major upgrades that are coming this way, and everything goes smoothly, and the fact that if Shanghai goes online and institution starts bringing in more capital, because you can now stake and unstake clearly without any problems on the testnet if everything goes smoothly, as I already said. Probably Ethereum will go higher than Bitcoin, and the same goes for the Bitcoin chart that he's right now at the same level we stayed more or less the last 12 15 months. I don't think we'll get ever again in the same space we were on the Bitcoin chart 2019 2020, but instead I think that the next bull run will see new highs, or at least an equal high here on this chart of 0.10 0.12 at the very least, if there is a lot of FOMO on Ethereum. I hold the two, the Bitcoin and Ethereum, the two assets, so you can have my clear view right here. The dominance is still in a place where we cannot very much say anything about the altcoin sector, because we are still in the lowest part. Even if we take the weekly chart, we are still in the lowest part of the cycle, and I would like to see at least a 48-50%, 49% before getting into any altcoins, and I would like to get into more altcoins to trade, obviously, if we get there in a bull market, before a bull market, or anyway in good macro circumstances. As of right now, I'm not going into any altcoins, if not those that I like, even with Bitcoin and Ethereum, to get into with DCA strategy. So a little at a time, a little at a time, a little at a time, just buying and waiting for the next bull market to come around. Nothing more to say here about the Bitcoin dominance. I would like to analyze more even the dollar, but the dollar is getting bearish these days, these weeks. In this month, it got rejected from an hyper high and hyper fall on the dollar, and we got to the last all-time high we had, the last high we had back in the 2017, and more or less the same was we got into the 20s on March, obviously, when the COVID crash. And now I'm just waiting, because this line that I traced like 6-12 months ago, you can get to see in the last lives I did, are still good. And as you see right here, we are approaching this line, and we're probably going downside again in the next few months, before actually the Fed actually pivot. So as of right now, we're still there, and I'm bearish on the long term on the dollar, but on the shorter time frame horizon as well. If we take as short term horizon the next month, because we got to the point in time where the inflation rate is actually starting to go down, even if it's slowly, and the Fed is just more or less actually waiting for that to happen, and is just a little at a time, getting a little bit more basis points on their strategy. But every time the FOMC meeting is live, every month or so, we see that they are talking about the fact that inflation must go to 2%, it's the level, that we have some hawkish statement from every single major governor of the Fed, that we need to take the inflation down. So we're just waiting until this happens if nothing breaks, and as of right now nothing had broke. In fact, on the unemployment rate here, that still is at a very low level compared to any cycle we did. In fact, reached a very low level historically still, and we'll have to see. This is a lagging indicators, but if you take it as an example of how the economy is reacting good, and there isn't really much labor needed, or people doesn't really need jobs right now, and that's good for them at the Fed. More or less, this and the CPI are the points that they are watching with us, crypto and macro investors. What I could say more real fast before it's too late this evening. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I want to talk now about the altcoin sector, as I already said. We'll talk about that in a bull market maybe. There's nothing major happening, obviously. We can see it even here on the S&X that we are more likely just chopping out, just chopping in and out here of the range of these lines, and we are waiting for a new bull to start as well. It's just a question of time right now. The Nasdaq is following the same regions. It got down, but we are still more or less chopping around right here, up and downs, up and downs, up and downs in the same region. We are not getting anything new, and still more or less, even in the weekly chart, just a bearish trend that here is changing a little bit if this is confirmed as an higher low, but it's still too early to say that. We changed it very it's not really a strong uptrend, as you see. So it's a wicked trend, and I don't like that at all. We'll have more months ahead of downturn and bearish sentiment and so on and so forth, but just 1 year from now, one year, take these words, 1 year from now we're going to see a new kind of price action, and probably not the very all-time high for Bitcoin, for the Nasdaq, for the S&X, but still I will say that we are going to see some 40k, 50k maybe, 30 for sure, because we have to retest this 30k before anything, and that's the largest proportion of resistance we are going to encounter on the way up, because there was and still there is resistance there, even if we build it up even last year in 2021 actually, in the summer. So we're going to see, but this is my award. Take it with a pinch of salt, but remember it, because I would like to say I did it, I said it, like I said on the 14th of June, still, that we were in a bottom line, and 14th of June, you can see it on YouTube here as well. We were more or less here, and we touched the line on the on-chain data that suggested me that this was this right here, the Eastman area bottom range, was the range where Bitcoin actually was going to capitulate at the end of all. And we can, I could even see that, I could even say that we could get more or less here again, but as I already said, for me it's just a slow uptrend from here. And I would like to say a little bit something about on-chain data as well. And what I'd like to see now with you is the address bands balance, address bands balance, and to see if in the aggregate we can actually gauge the sentiment. I'm just moving my camera away a little bit so you can see better. If we can gauge the sentiment or the the behavior of these categories of holders. Now we're going to see Plankton that has less than 0.1 bitcoins. You see they are accumulating ever since. They don't give a fuck. They just keep grinding up. Shrimps do the same and more in this bear market. Actually, more than anyone, and shrimps as 0.1 to 1 bitcoin, and crabs hyper accumulating in this bear market. Fishes are hyper accumulating as well, since we in fact got down in June. Sharks instead are more or less on the same level that they were when we reached the top. As for the amount of Bitcoin they hold, they got a little bit down with the price, and they are probably just helping the price moving up and down these days with the whales, because the market is illiquid. Shrimps, plankton, crabs, they going into DCA, even fish. DCA in the end the best time, but sharks instead and whales are actually those that are moving the markets these days with their huge capacity of liquidity. And when the market is illiquid, they move the price in the market and they manipulate the price. So stay on track on this. Whales are just getting away from the market, and this is not just because they are actually selling in a desperate mood because they have to repay their debt or something like that. Is also because they are slowly becoming umbex. As I already said, if you see, this is a slow sinking of whales balance, but the umbex instead, this umbex balance is just increasing, even if more or less going sideways these days, but is increasing with the whales getting down at the same time. So whales just becoming umbex, I guess, in this case. And the last few days, few weeks, there isn't really much to say. Whales just became umbex, and then just stay there. One more thing to see here, the short-term order release price that I would like to see with you today, and I would like to do it because for me the short-term order release price is really important. As you see right here, we use it as a support before getting higher again and test a new all-time high back in November 2021, and then when we broke through, we broke through really hard. We got rejected and 50% from the top and more, and then when we got back to it back in 2022, we got rejected and we got down again. We got rejected and we got down again, even here in November last year. Now we broke through. And what we need when we broke through is a retest of this line. So what I'm expecting from here to I don't know when is a retest of this trend line and a renewed movement to the upside. I pray for it, because if something like this happen and not like this, like we did back in 2020 with the COVID crash, we get up and we use it as a support, more something like this, that we got up and we use it as a support, then we have the possibility to get in higher and higher and then start a new bull run. The same goes for the long-term holders. The release price, this is the release price of the So the cost on chain of the cost basis of the people who have holded Bitcoin for more than 6 months, actually 150 day, 155 more or less. So as you see right here, we got at the very bottom and got down from this line just in the period of the deepest bear market, and that was a huge opportunity to enter the market right away. And when we climb up from that and we use it as a support, or anyway we just climb up, we have the possibility, as you see right here, to get in a new bull market. And as of right now, as I already said, and as you see right here, we got up from the deepest. So if we can manage to stay above the 19.8k, that is more or less the same of the short-term holder realized price, and using this as a support with the fact that we have on the weekly chart the same here, more or less, is not 19.8, that is the last all-time high from 2017. Then if we use it as a support, even if we break down and we retest the 26 SMA, that is these orange dots, and we use as support the last all-time high from the 2017 as a flash crash, that's good anyway, because if we can manage to get up, we have the opportunity, and we will see more specifically in that case, with all the other data that we have on chain, if we are going to see a new bull market real soon. And as I already said, for me it's 1 year away. It's not very far away, but we have to stay quiet and see in the market, maybe this year again. It's not financial advice, all you see right here is just my opinion, so take it and do with it whatever you want. Another thing I would like to see here is the same, the adjusted SOPR, something that I like to see, because the spent out to profit ratio right here adjusted is something that is useful, and take out less than 1 hour transaction, that is the 40% of noise in the normal SOPR, and those transactions are just so damn short term that aren't really useful and just make noise on the chart, and I just like more this. So if we take this and seeing that the bull market starts more or less every time when we have a SOPR that can continue to stay above 1. We have an above 1 trend here, for example, and going into the all-time high. Then a below 1 when we go into a bear market trend, and if we can manage to stay above 1 this time, and this time we are actually using the 1 as a support in the last few weeks when we reached here 23k, probably we are going to see, if we can manage to stay above 1, we're probably going even here in a new bull market. But as of right now, we are just in the earliest phase of the bull market, and nothing more, and nothing. I finished for today. I have really what could I say? I haven't that much of a time right here. I finished my time for today, and nothing. If you have any question, I'm here. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, not Instagram, Twitter, Discord, Telegram, and wherever you want. On ChainLog.info, you have all the information to follow my courses. I have partnership going on with some Italian brand, and I will talk about that in the next few weeks. Going live maybe with some people, doing articles for an Italian site that I'm going to talk about as soon as it goes online, because it's a new thing, really good and structured, and I will talk about that anyway. If you have any question, you just need to reach me out and ask me. As of right now, I would like to say thank you all for the following, for the good words when I had the problems, and just stay strong in this bear market, and nothing. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.